Hey everybody, happy hot Tuesday. It is time to, go into the weather impact show. Gosh, the heat is on. It's been on. And I feel like, I wish we were in a tropical location because it can make it a little bit better to deal with than
go to
here
the
in
beach,
Central Ohio. Yeah. I mean, you have the lake, but that's not like you're in the tropics. The palm trees are swaying.
Sure.
That's way better than this.
Yeah, a little different, but hey, we're still making do with what we can to stay cool out there and stuff. We had our first 90-degree day back on Sunday. We hit 90s yesterday. We got 90s again this afternoon, and going to continue. It's kind of a repetitive pattern here.
And when your meteorologist has her natural curls, that's how you know it's very humid and very hot.
Yeah, very tropical. So I went for kind of a little tropical vibes here today.
See, we've got it. And we were talking all morning on the show with Tracy and Jay and Bree about ice cream. And I think today is a good... Today, tomorrow, I mean, not every day. We don't want to encourage too much sugar for the kids, but...
Yeah, but a little bit of ice cream, nice little treat. Hey, it keeps you cool, so...
It does, and that's been a story for us. Again, we saw it start this weekend, but the extreme heat will continue. Now, there's something that's new. Storm chances increasing. Yes, we're going to actually have a chance to get some rain, which... Yeah, it's still going to be pretty muggy, but at least that will help knock those temperatures down, especially with some more clouds versus all the heat that we've been seeing. But our impact forecast for this week is going to continue to be that heat index, or the feels like, the temperature our bodies react to, getting at or above 100 degrees. I can't stress this enough. You want to make sure that you're taking those breaks in the shade, you're staying hydrated. I mean, we say this all the time, but there's so many things to remember when we have extreme heat like this. And sometimes when you're out, you're just enjoying the summer-like weather, and then all of a sudden you're not feeling well. Heat exhaustion, heat stroke become more and more likely with this kind of weather. So what are we looking at with our weather alert? Again, it's those temperatures staying up. Mainly during the afternoon is the concern when we have that feels like that's going to be more than 100 degrees. And so we'll be watching that really closely as we still have heat alerts that continue through the middle of the week, with some of the worst extreme heat in the pinks, which is going to be far northwestern Ohio and far southeastern Ohio. But regardless of where you're at, the heat is definitely going to be something to watch. And for all you golfers out there, I know, trust me, I want to play, but I'm leaving it at fair instead of good or great, because yes, we might have sunshine, but it's going to be direct sun, where that sun angle is going to be very intense in the afternoons. And with that feels like in the triple digits, you have to be so careful if you're going to be outdoors doing any types of exercise. And so maybe this isn't the week. Wait till this weekend, as I'll show you, it's going to get a little bit better. But as we look at the hour by hour forecast, again, really not much happening. Now this afternoon, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a stray shower or thunderstorm pop up. But the one thing you'll notice, it's very minimal, very isolated. Here's about 4:30, and you can see just a couple things showing up across central Ohio. As we go into the evening, maybe a few more spots show up in our northernmost counties. But again, it's really not going to be until we go overnight that we start to see some more of the rain and storms develop. But you'll notice most of us, we actually stay dry in the forecast as we go even into overnight tonight into tomorrow. But tomorrow's going to be a different story. So we're going to get a little extra oomph, a little extra energy, and you can see exactly what happens by about the lunch hour. I'd say late morning to early afternoon, we should start to see more showers and storms popping up, becoming a little bit more scattered and increased in activity as we go into the early afternoon. Now, some of the storms that develop could actually be on the stronger side, might even have a few isolated severe, but that chance is on the minimal side. If we did, though, the best chances would be for damaging wind gusts and maybe even some small hail, gusty winds, again, heavy downpours. And you can see this isn't moving that fast, so there also could be a concern for some localized flooding. So we're going to be watching all this for you, but just want to give you a heads up that that's what the second half of the day is looking like tomorrow. Again, might see some showers as early as late morning. And then as we go into the evening, things dry out and really move out for us. But the dew point forecast, I guess muggometer, as we like to call it, definitely going to be pretty miserable the next couple of days. We're not awful, but still, I feel like very humid. You just step out the door, that heat just hits you. Again, the hair goes crazy. I mean, if you have natural curls, sometimes you just got to work them, right? And you got to own it. And that's exactly what I've been doing. And I'm sure a lot of you know exactly how I feel. But the trend is going to go down since this isn't lasting forever. I know it feels like it because we've been talking about days and days with 90s. Pretty much majority of the rest of this week, we do have 90s going into the weekend. By Monday, as we head toward the 4th of July, it looks like it'll still be hot, but not as hot or as insane as far as those feels like temperatures go that we're experiencing this week. So oppressive heat, that's our main story again today. Again, it's going to be hot. It's going to be muggy mixed in with that mainly sunny sky. Very isolated chance of showers and storms, but it's not zero. So don't be surprised if you're that one spot that gets a brief shower this afternoon. 97 degrees. If we were at 98 degrees, we'd be singing some of my favorite songs. And if you listen to that band growing up, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe Aaron knows. I'll have to ask when we get back. But you can see, though, as we go into just the next 12 hours, for example, it's really once we get into that second half of the afternoon, we are looking at the worst of the heat. So with the extended forecast, again, the temperatures will go down. However, because we still have a chance for that feels like to be 100 degrees or higher, we're going to keep another alert day in for Wednesday, although not as high as today, still expected to be right around 100. And then on Friday, we also are expecting that as well. By this weekend, though, we are going to see those temperatures again slowly starting to go back down. And upper 80s by Monday. Aaron, do you remember 98 Degrees, the band?
Of course, yeah. 98 Degrees is kind of around the time you had all the boy bands back in the late 90s.
That's
you know,
right.
NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and 98 Degrees. But yeah, definitely good stuff.
You know what the hardest thing I'll ever have to do is look at this forecast and say, I don't love you.
There it is.
I have to.
Hey, but at least we are seeing some improving conditions.
That's true.
So.
That's true. Trying to bring the positives to what's a very hot forecast.
Yeah, and maybe we will hit 98 degrees this afternoon.
And rising.
We'll have to see. Maybe we'll get
Okay, I'll stop. I will stop. Everyone does not like the boy bands. They're like, Meredith, okay, enough.
Hey, nothing wrong with it. But what we are talking about with the heat, we are also talking about some of the cooling centers that are opening up around the area across central Ohio. Many are open today and over the next several days to help people beat the heat. The city of Columbus is opening several community centers, and they are Dodge, Driving Park, Glenwood, Linden, and Marion Franklin Community Centers. They will be open from 8 this morning till 9 tonight. All 23 branches of the Columbus Metropolitan Library are also open. And if you're looking for a place to go, you can text the word COOL to 614-460-3345. We'll send you a link with the details right to your phone.
Such good advice, and we want to make sure to keep you safe out there. I mean, this is heat we're not used to, so it's okay if you're not feeling well, if you want to stay indoors. Or, you know, another thing is check on your elderly neighbors. Yep. Check on people in your neighborhood maybe that need a little bit of extra help to make sure that they are cool and safe, because as you know, once an air conditioning unit goes out, that's when the danger can really rise, especially if you're on that higher level as heat rises. Yeah,
and you know, you're trying to think about ways to stay cool and stuff. Going to the community centers is a great way to do so. Staying the AC, drinking plenty of water here today, and also thinking about the pets. You know, when you're taking your dog out for a walk, keeping them on the grass as compared to the pavement, because that pavement gets a lot hotter.
Protect the paws, but also your children as well. And speaking of kids, I know they want to get outdoors and have fun. It's summer break, school's out for the summer, but we want to make sure that they are staying safe as well. So 10 TV's Tara Jabor took a trip to one playground to see why health experts say this is not where you want to go during this heat wave.
Now we're here at Goodell Park to see how warm some of this equipment is because of the sun. So first let's get a look at this right here, right by the monkey bars. It's looking like the temperature is about 124 degrees. So obviously when you touch this, it's really warm. So probably not a good idea to have your kid playing on this when it's this warm out. Now let's come over here to the slide to see how warm this is. And this is reading a lot warmer, over 20 degrees warmer. This says about 148 degrees. That's the temperature of the slide. Now we do have our meteorologist, Aaron White, here to kind of explain this difference in temperature. Aaron, why are we seeing these different temps?
Yeah, so it has something to do with, it's called the albedo, and really it takes into account how much sunlight or how much heat is being absorbed and retained into some of the darker materials. So if we talk about the actual ground right here, looking at the temperature of the ground here, because it's a darker surface, you know, we're getting up to 160. We've seen as high as 175 degrees on materials like this. But I've been standing out here for about 15 minutes or so, and I'm wearing a white shirt, which actually reflects some of that sunlight, and getting a temperature reading of my shirt, it's been around 105, maybe 110. So a lot cooler than those darker materials. And it all again has to do with the albedo and how much heat, how much sunlight is being absorbed by those different materials.
All right, Aaron, thank you so much. So if you're out and about with your family, especially because tomorrow it's supposed to be even warmer, it might be a better idea to go to the pool than to come to something like this here at the playground. Reporting in Columbus, Tara Jabor, 10 TV News.
And if you're looking for a cooler place,
Yes, please.
well, look no further than Montana. This is summertime snow that fell on Red Lodge Mountain in Montana over the weekend. The ski resort posted this on their X account. Gotta love June in Montana. 4 inches of snow, and just taking a break from those summer activities until the warmth returns and that snow starts to melt. But yeah, kind of wild to see that, for the first weekend of summer.
But it happens. We do have a changing climate. And
Yeah.
so, if you need somewhere to go, let's go to Montana.
Yeah, or if you just need a break from heat and just want to look at some pictures of the snow, there you go.
Okay,
Think about some
pause.
cooler weather.
Look at the snow.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool down.
Well, if that wasn't cool enough, no pun intended, or maybe pun intended, a first look this morning at some spectacular images of the universe. Now that is from the largest digital camera ever built, the Vera C. Rubin Observatory. They unveiled the images of colorful galaxies, stars,
cool.
nebulas. I know, I'm
It's
just
the
like,
color.
oh. It was taken by actually a new telescope. I know we talk a lot about the James Webb Space Telescope, but this one's actually perched on a mountaintop in Chile. Now, scientists say they hope to track at least 20 billion galaxies as the telescope surveys the southern sky for the next 10 years. And if that's not enough, the images will bring the night sky to life as they actually take inventory of our solar system and they chart a map of the Milky Way and beyond.
These first exquisite images made public today remind us of the full meaning of the words like awe and wonder and the limits of our language.
Aww.
That is so cool. Those images, I mean, the colors and stuff in that.
Wow.
And officials say the telescope, which becomes fully operational later this year, scans the sky about 10 to 100 times faster than current existing telescopes and will capture more information about our universe than all optical telescopes throughout history combined.
My mind is just blown right now.
Yeah, that is just incredible.
I'm
I mean,
so
looking at some of those
impressed.
images, I mean,
Wow.
that is wild. I love it. I love space. I mean, we both love space,
Yes.
and it's just cool to see how far technology is coming to provide us just with those cool images and help us understand what's going on in the
You
universe.
remember Star Wars growing up, or
Yeah.
Star Trek, right? And you remember seeing like scenes like that, and that was all computerized. I mean, what we are seeing is what our galaxy actually
Yeah,
looks
real
like.
images.
A galaxy far, far away
Yeah.
that is literally getting shown to us through these incredible technology, remarkable telescopes.
Yeah, love it, and it's going to be really cool to see what happens over the course of the next
Yes.
several years, because they said it's going to be going for another 10 years with that, and I can only imagine what they're going to discover.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, ready
all
for
right,
it.
we could sit here and talk about all the fun stuff, but we want to also give you a break if you are going to be outdoors enjoying this weather today. Again, as long as you stay cool and stay safe, you can really enjoy it.
Go to the pool,
yes.
go to the lake, wear that sunscreen. That's very important. We have a lot of sunshine out there today, and really the next several days outside of those storm chances,
Right.
there's going to be some sunshine, so that UV index is going to be high. So apply a sunscreen and stay safe.
Portable fans for sure.
Yes.
All right, my friends, that's it for your weather update here on 10 TV Plus. Now, don't forget, coming up later tonight at 6, we have Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martson. He'll update you on those numbers and the storm chances. But until then, you can always catch more news, weather, and traffic online at 10tv.com. We hope you have a great afternoon.